happy morning, happy afternoon, happy evening. Wishing all of you that because you must be watching this episode of The Revolving Perspectives from various corners of the world in different time zones. So, welcome all of you to The Revolving Perspectives. Its next episode, powered by positivity and sponsored by continued efforts to bring in enlightenment. So today we are going to talk to a lady entrepreneur who's into a very different type of a concept. To explain that concept, let me tell you this. Uh, Tires generally accompany us in all our journeys, in all our travels, and they give us a long term accompaniment. But after they tear off, we generally throw them off. Have you ever thought of using them even after they're torn off? So, if not, then let's hear out this lady who brings them in use with such a beautiful idea with her product. And the idea is also environment friendly. Let's welcome Miss Pooja Badamikar, who is entrepreneur of the day, who has understood the need of the hour, the need of climate change and action that has to be taken for this issue. Let me welcome Miss Pooja Badamikar.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me over.
Hello, Pooja.
Hello.
Welcome on this platform of the Revolving Perspectives, where we try to understand the innovations, the journey of entrepreneur who can throw light on newer ideas and give us enlightenment by their journeys. So, my very first question to you. When I thought of this something getting out of the tires, it was
Right.
absolutely innovative and out of my imagination.
Right.
So tell me, how did it strike you? How did that happen to you?
Yeah. So I think I'll start with my journey. So it will
Sure.
come along. So I'm born and brought up in Pune. I've completed my engineering, that is electronics and telecom engineering from Pune University. Um, then I got placed in Capgemini IT industry. So I worked there for 4 years from 2014 to 2018. So, meanwhile, as I'm passionate about sustainability and environment, I've completed my post graduation in renewable energy from Terry University, Delhi. So, during that post graduation from 2016 to 18, I was curious to know about all aspects of sustainability, that is renewable energy, climate change, upcycling, recycling, everything. So I started meeting different professors, different entrepreneurs, and reading about it a lot. So I got to know that we all know about plastic recycling and the issue of plastic, right? But most of us do not know about tire issue. So it is a very serious issue, and it is like we generate around 15 million tons of scrap tires every year,
Hmm.
and only 0.1% of it get recycled. So I think when I got to know the facts, the serious facts, so it was disturbing, and then I started thinking about it. Then I started experimenting on it. So with the help of laboratories, I was experimenting to make tiles out of those scrap tires.
Okay.
Okay, but it involves a lot of chemical reactions and a lot of investment on it. So again, during my brainstorming session, I thought, what can be made out of those scrap tires
Hmm.
which can be used in our day-to-day life.
Okay.
Okay, and it should enhance the quality of that final product. So so during the brainstorming session, I finalized the product as footwear, basically.
Okay.
So at that time, I was not thinking about starting my own venture or doing a new business. Actually, I was doing that post graduation for getting job in the sustainability field.
Hmm.
But somehow I started thinking that I have to do it, because I think this is the alarming condition for all of us, and if not me, then who will start this? So I guess then I left my job in 2018 and started working on the concept.
The perfect characteristic that any entrepreneur need is, if not me, who else? So
Right.
that is what I pick up from this. But
Yes.
then when we think of innovations, a lot of innovations are needed, they are need of the hour, but converting them into a commercial proposal could be a challenge, and I'm sure they are.
Yes, of
So
course.
how was that a thought process?
So, uh, frankly speaking, when I started working on it, I, I mean, I didn't think of it much. Then how to do a business out of it, and how would I start my venture? So I just going on with my concept and doing things. But it is in hard-earned learning that yes, these two things are totally different, and I guess we should take help from our mentors and incubation centers and professors to the make the path easy. Okay, it is not that easy, that I learned through my experiences. So I guess it is a very correct question, because innovating something or creating a new thing is a totally different aspect, and creating business out of it and sustaining that business is very different. It needs different business acumen, it needs different thought process. So I guess if anyone is doing or creating something new, we should take help from our society, incubation centers and professors, so it will be helpful for them, I guess.
So what I pick up is your professors and all those mentors helped you to
Yes.
convert it into a commercial proposal. Was there any specific thought process, or maybe some calculation, some
So
perspective?
yeah, actually it was like when I started working on it, I started visiting local cobblers. Okay, I
Hmm.
used to sit with them like 4 5 hours a day. तो आज ये टुकड़ा try करके देखिए, and then
Okay.
then use some another material tomorrow, and somehow we were able to make two prototypes out of it. First one
Okay.
was made up of 100% truck tire,
Hmm.
and second one was made up of aeroplane tire. Okay,
Wow.
so after making those two prototypes, I participated in a competition organized by Startup India.
Okay.
Okay, the name was Startup Yatra for Maharashtra,
Hmm.
and it was three leveled competition. Okay, first one was in Baramati. This the next two levels conducted in Nagpur, and the process, though it was a like competition, it is a more of a like what we can say, a program for entrepreneurs, because
Hmm.
we used to talk with a lot of experts and mentors through that process, and it helped a lot to start my own venture. Because during that process I got that confidence that yes, this concept can be converted into business and I should start working on it. So I think the total credit I must give to this startup yatra,
Oh,
and
wow.
then I started working on it in R&D of the product.
Wonderful. So, how was your experience when you took it to the stakeholders? When it comes to this innovation, I'm sure procuring a raw material and then approaching your customers, because
Yeah.
there is no ready customer base for it. I mean,
No.
yes, all of us
Yes.
use shoes.
Right.
Chappal shoes are being used by everyone, but
Right.
it has got a specific connection with fashion industry, and we have
Right.
got those connotations in our head when
Of
we
course.
go for such kind of shopping or purchase.
Right.
So there was no ready customer base as well.
Right.
How
Right.
did
Right.
you approach them, all the stakeholders?
Of course. So initially, from Startup Yatra, I received an award of upcoming woman entrepreneur.
Hmm.
Okay, so I got the award money of 50,000 rupees. I invested that for my raw material. Okay,
Okay.
and R&D of the product, and I took almost 3 months to make my actual sellable product. So in April 2019, we launched our first product, that is a Nimital footwear, and during that time actually I was using scrap fabrics from boutiques, which is a leftover fabrics from boutique. Okay, so through that boutique connections I got customers that I want to customize my footwear like this, I want to do that, and that's how the chain started, I
Oh,
guess.
great.
And in July then I started doing exhibitions, so
Hmm.
that's how the whole selling cycle started.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Were there any challenges? Anything that? that you felt that, oh, it is now blocking my way somewhere?
Yes, I mean, I am engineer by profession. I have some knowledge about tire and upcycling, but footwear industry was totally new for me. Okay,
Hmm.
so setting up the whole production cycle was quite difficult. I must say it was quite difficult for me because initially communicating with cobblers, तो actually लग क्या चाहिए वो that was very difficult. तो exactly करना क्या है?
Uh-huh.
So the initial setup process was quite difficult for me, but I think with the help of cobblers again I could make it work. So with the help of my family and cobblers, which I could overcome that challenge. So I
Hmm.
guess because initially some of the cobblers were very reluctant to use those tires
Hmm.
because madam ये हम use नहीं कर सकते, we cannot use that. Okay,
Hmm.
आप कुछ अलग लेके आओ and then we can make a
Oh,
footwear
well.
out of it. But somehow a couple of them were very enthusiastically upheld the concept and somehow it worked then.
Okay. But then, why was that reluctance? Simply because it was coming from a scrap, or
First
there?
of all, yes, and secondly, it is quite difficult to make footwear out of tire than a usual footwear.
Hmm.
So the actual manufacturing process is slightly difficult.
Okay. So now when you are sharing your part of it, to the environment also, there is some contribution that is happening. Can you give us some statistics, like what is the scenario, and with your kind of business and your kind of product, what is happening now? What is the percentage?
Yes, so until now we have upcycled around more than 500 kgs of waste tires. Okay, as I said, the input of waste tire or scrap tire is humongous. So it is very difficult to use all those waste tires to make something useful, I guess. But of course, we are trying from our side. So we always say our tagline is a step towards greener earth. So we
Mhm.
have taken our first step, and I hope everyone will join us because India has huge population, and it is very useful for this concept. Because if everyone is using tire footwear, then I think the input scrap tire can be used easily. So I think the Indian population can be helpful here. But until now, we have upcycled around 500 kgs of waste tires. So we can say that we have 500 kg less waste in our landfills.
Hmm.
Okay, but it has some good positive chain reaction as like conventionally in footwear we are using plastic or virgin rubber for sole,
Mhm.
right? So we are replacing that with the scrap material.
Okay.
So we are reducing that scrap material, and also we are reducing the use of virgin material.
Okay.
So as a chain reaction, we are also reducing the use of resources like oil and water,
Mhm.
which otherwise might have been consumed for manufacturing those plastic and rubber. So I think
Perfect.
upcycling has a chain reaction, which is a positive chain reaction here. So I guess that is the impact right now we are creating. But yeah, we are aiming for humongous and big impact. So let's see what happens.
Right, right. Do you think that you'll be able to make a specific change in the whole thought process that we all have, that the producers who are manufacturers who are already into the shoe making business,
Yeah.
even there, can you make an impact with this concept?
Yes, I mean, yeah, if it is possible for me, having no background from footwear industry, if everyone else in the footwear industry is using upcycled material, not just tire, any other scrap material or upcycled material, the impact will be quite longer. I mean, much larger, right? So
Mm.
I guess that's the point here. And secondly, we are trying to create impact on cobblers lives also, because we are trying to rejuvenate their original job. So right now we can see like cobblers sitting every corner of the road, and they are repairing our machine made footwear or bags or umbrellas, which is not their original job. So I think we are trying to create their original job. They have skill set to make new footwear, they have skill set to manufacture them, but they are not doing their job because we are using machine made footwear and we are importing it. So I guess we are trying to make change, a little change over there. So I guess
Okay.
that's the thing we would like to make. And secondly, of course, we are trying to create a customized footwear for customers. So I think that is a positive impact on other side of the business. That is, first of all, it will create positive impact on environment. Secondly, we are trying to make little changes on its manufacturing process by uh, giving their original job cobblers making those footwear. And third impact is customers getting customized footwear. We have two marketing models. First one is push model, which is usual one, where we design, manufacture footwear in bulk and sell them through our website or exhibitions or from a studio. Okay, but the second model is pull model, where we take orders from customers. So any style, any size, any shape of footwear is possible. So this is the pull
Wow.
model. So it is like a win-win situation for everyone, I guess.
Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Now, we are coming to this footwear thing,
Hmm.
what I know is it has got a connection, as I was saying earlier, that it has got connection to a fashion industry.
Right.
All right, because in
Yes.
fashion industry, the way they are careful about the accessories that are to be
Right.
used along with, equally they are concerned about the footwear that they use. You
Yes.
think that there are any connections or there are any altern options where you can reach out to this industry with this particular unique product, because you're saying you're customizing it. So,
Yes. So I guess we are trying to introduce a slow fashion concept here. So right now the trend is like use whatever you like, throw it out after 2 months. Okay. So I think we should rethink our lifestyle. Um, we should think while buying the product, okay, how it is made and what raw material we are using to make the product. So I guess yes, so slow fashion is the trend we are trying to introduce here. And secondly, of course, customization. So let's see how much impact it will create on
wow.
fashion industry.
I also wanted to know about your future plans. Like
Hmm.
you have now come up with one product. Are there any other things on your mind that you wanted to come up with?
So maybe right now I'm working on a tire as a scrap material. But after 2025, I guess we will continue with some other products made up of tire or maybe some other material, but it has to be from some other upcycled material. So
Hmm.
I guess we'll continue with the same product, with the single product till 2025. Okay, so for India market and for international markets, and then maybe after 25 we'll start again rethinking and creating
Rethinking.
new
All right.
product.
You are using this term as upcycling and recycling.
Yes.
So could you throw some light on that? Because I think many times people get confused in what exactly they mean and how they reflect in whatever that you're doing.
Yes. So basically, recycling is nothing but we take scrap, we destruct it in multiple parts, and we use different chemical and physical reaction to do it. And
Hmm.
then again, we use the final material as a raw product for some other manufacturing process, right?
That's recycling.
That is recycling. So
Hmm.
for tire recycling, it is known as pyrolysis.
Hmm.
Okay, so pyrolysis is nothing but we get steel gauze, carbon black, and commercial oils out of tires. Okay, it is very a nice process, and it is very helpful for our environment. But it has to be executed in controlled environment. Otherwise, it will create pollution again. So it
Hmm.
is tricky one. So upcycling is nothing but we are repurposing the scrap material to make some new product directly without any physical or chemical reaction or much of a reactions. So it is directly using that material for some other product with which will uh, I mean which has positive impact on the final product. So it should not deteriorate the product quality. It should enhance the product quality. That's the main important point here in upcycling.
Okay. All right. All right. So now in this journey of yours, I also wanted to know what have been the high points. Asked you about your challenges. What were the high points?
So I guess the media appearances and the awards, I think those were the high points because it gives credibility
Hmm.
to the business and to as a person. We need. uh, small motivational like push, right? So in that case, I think awards and media appearances were helpful for me. So those were my high points. But of course, support from my family and support from cobblers. So the
Mm,
fact that we are creating some job opportunities is also a good motivation, like everyday motivation for me. So
great.
I think that's it.
Wonderful. Now it's time for rapid fire. So I'm expecting short answers as far as possible,
Yeah.
and uh, brief ones, but the impactful ones, because I'm sure the
Okay.
questions are something that you will definitely like.
Okay.
Okay, so can we start?
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So your first customer.
First customer name.
No, I don't need the name, but then your feeling, because first customer is something very, 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 very special
The
for us.
happiest moment of my life, I guess. Yes. Yes, it
Okay.
must be.
All right. So when did you get your first customer and how it happened?
Yeah, in April 2019, as I said, she's assistant to the fashion designer from the boutique. Uh, yeah,
So the journey started from there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Your biggest failure.
Biggest failure, I think, I was unable to retain one of my cobbler because of the some issues related to I think finishing of the product. So I guess that was my biggest failure. I always feel sad about it, like until now.
Okay. One thing that you will never compromise.
The quality of the product, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Uh, okay. Your dream.
Craziest dream, I'd say. I want to be part of United Nations environmental like
Wow.
yeah, that is my I want to be part of United Nations as ambassador from India. That is my craziest I think
Awesome.
dream.
And we wish you all the best, and we are sure that with this kind of journey, there's a ladder over there which will take you to that dream one day for
I
sure.
hope so.
And the last question in this rapid fire is your message to budding entrepreneurs who are into innovation, who want to do something new, different, but at times lack maybe direction, or maybe that idea materialization part. So what is your message to them?
So, first of all, it is the correct time to launch your product and to start business out of it, because Indian government and everyone around us, society is helping to start your own venture. It is the correct ecosystem and environment right now we have. So, I think it is the right time to launch your product. But most important thing, take help from your mentors and incubation centers as and when possible. It will be easy to go ahead with it. Okay.
All right.
And secondly, but most important, I like there is no gender discrimination in the field of entrepreneurship, and I think it is the most positive thought I or the experience I ever had. So I think go ahead with it. Any concept, any gender, anything, just go ahead with it.
Wow, wonderful. Being a woman entrepreneur, have you had any different sort of experiences? Because
Never, never, I guess.
great.
Yeah, that's
This
the
is awesome.
I always say that, yeah, but it is always asked that as a woman entrepreneur, it must be difficult to do it and everything. But no, there is no gender discrimination in this sector. So go ahead, just.
This is wonderful, and this is a powerful message that you are giving. Quite a few times, I think we assume a lot of things, and uh, out of those assumptions, we take certain steps, or we tend to take certain steps. Even we feel there are certain pressures from society, but we hardly explore them, or explore our path,
Right.
despite certain things being around us.
Right.
So I'm sure your message is loud and clear to all the women entrepreneurs as well, and all the budding entrepreneurs,
Yes.
to they should come forward to make a mark. So wish
Right.
you all the best, and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your time.
Thank you.
we wish you also for your dream to be true someday.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you so much for inviting me over. And